Hello and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And today I have a very, very special bottle on the cask, and it is a 1770 Rye. And the specialty about this bottle is that it has been finished in PX sherry casks. According to the FDA, the American Federal Firearms Tobacco and Alcohol Licensing Association, I don't know, federals, legislation guys. I don't know what they're called in America, but they're given that you have to make, I think a rye whiskey has to be made in oak barrels, not quite sure. In fresh oak barrels is I think only for bourbon. But the thing is, it has been finished, so it has been matured in oak barrels. So it could possibly, if they'd have the other things down, it could be called a bourbon as well. You're allowed to finish a bourbon, but you have to have it matured in a fresh oak cask beforehand. Anyway, so this is a whiskey that has been matured in fresh oak casks. It is a rye whiskey. I think the 1776 rye is with 90% rye or 70% rye. It's a high rye content, very strong rye whiskey. I have the other bottle right here, and then it has been finished in PX sherry cask, which will give the whiskey a very sweet touch. So it should be a very sweet and spicy whiskey. Very, very interesting. 1776 is not just a brand with the independence and all that kind of stuff here, born with the Republic, and you have the 13 colonies as a cutoff snake, and the sentence at the time was what was it, something like stay together and succeed or something like that. What was it? There was a catchphrase. So the brand founded, or they call it 1776. So the brand was actually founded in the 1780s. So it is with the revolution a bit, but it is called 1770 because it was founded during that time by Elijah Pepper, and not somebody. Let's associate our whiskey with the revolution, with the War of Independence, not it's not that, it's really from that area. So the brand is from the area. It has been in the family for a very long time. It has been in the family since 3 years ago, but it has now been sold to the Georgetown Trading Company, which they now further the brand, and I don't think they will do anything bad with it. I think this is quite a nice bottling addition to the range. It's not the typical American whiskey with American barrels and everything American, but a touch of European Spanish oak. The Spanish have nothing to do with the War of 1776, but they supply the barrels. And it's probably a really interesting mix of flavors. The nose is intense, and you immediately realize, okay, there is something of dried fruit in there. So there's really a distinct PX sherry character in there. And it's uncolored, and it's really, really dark. I think the normal one is also really dark because of the fresh, heavily toasted casks that still contain a lot of caramelized wood sugars, and then you add the color from the PX sherry, then you have a really, really nice color and a really intense, sweet, kind of bready flavor. Also, if you stick your nose in too deep, it might bite you a little, that snake, because it has 50% ABV, so it's 100 proof whiskey. That is quite something. This is an intense whiskey. Yes, this is what I like. But the sherry and the rye are really battling for attention, and everybody tries to get the upper hand with pure strength. So you have a really spiciness. You do realize that's a really strong rye, and then you realize there's more to it. There's a really distinct sweetness that is really overpowering any vanilla and caramel in there. There is probably a bit of vanilla and caramel in there if you concentrate high enough, but the fruit sweetiness from the PX cask is just intense. That is up to par with the rye, but I think the rye is a bit more intense. Wow, this is an explosion of flavor. I like it. And it has that little bit of freshness from the rye as well. For me, not everybody has that, but for me, there's a bit of a pine note going on within the rye. That's always flowing with the rye. That you have a little bit of resin, pine needles, woody flavor that even can be compared a bit with a minty freshness. You know, when you walk through a wood and there are pineys all around, and you realize you smell them, that's a little bit of that flavor is in there as well, combined with a lot of spices from peppery to rye bread, and then combined with the sticky, creamy fruitiness from the PX. It's an amazing combination. My only question is, why did they come up with that just now? Did I miss something? Did I miss any bottlings from before? Because we have smoky and sweetness, we have smoky and everything, and we have the sweetness from the sherry and some Highland and everything combined. But the epitome of spiciness, the rye, combined with the epitome of sweetness, the PX, just happened right now. It's an amazing bottle. If you find them out there, give them a try. They're a bit more expensive than your usual rye bottle or your usual normal bourbon or something out there. They're more into the range of a classical Scotsman with a PX finish, so around 50, I would say. But if you share them with your friends, it might be worth a try. So have a look around. I would recommend it because it's just a very fun thing to try. But don't expect to be able to finish the bottle on your own over a few weeks, because it's just, well, I don't think I can't finish that because it's just too intense. It still sticks in my mouth, and it's really a very, very intense bottle. So yeah, have a look around. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.